please. I don't do performance poetry so much as stand-up philosophy. Liberating the texts that otherwise lie in libraries and never get read, probably very bored academics. I will normally give you an introduction, haven't got time. This is from the great French philosopher Gilles Deleuze, and one of his greatest and most incomprehensible essays is called Becoming Hiacity. There is a singularity quite different from that of the subject or the soul. Think, the singularity of a cool breeze or a hot, sultry day, or the look in your eye, or the wind that sweeps through Jane Eyre. The singularity of that strange September day, the one we all remember when buildings collapsed and men died, and a century's history was pulled out. This is the singularity of the event, of the hiacity, that which is and sweeps me up with it. But this difference, the difference between it and the subject, is not a matter of time. It is not that the subject enjoys more time and the event less, any more than a turtle has more life than a mayfly. It is merely that the times are arranged quite differently. The subject, the soul, will hold on to its moments in its greedy grasp, hold them, bind them into a steady tick-tock of Chronos and the clock, want to live them and unfurl its being. While the event pitches itself into the wild time of Aeon, a time that lies in that land between us all. The time that will not let the past stagnate in my mind, but rather takes it and breaks it against the wall of the future, making it create. A time in which a word is spoken that is over, even as it becomes what it is. It can endure for millennia. You have then the singularity of a locust storm on a desert afternoon, if only you have the courage to live it. And you have had since ever you were a baby and had a chuckle out of the soul. But be warned, you give nothing to the event. You do not free it from subject's grasp, from what the soul would claim it was, as long as you mistake it merely for an accident, something I do. Say it, and say it in one breath. The vampire stalks at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and the setting sun and the vampire's red eye are caught in the same event. Nor are these events of mine ever truly one, or singular, or owned by me or you, but rather they are like when the horse was beaten in Turin on the winter's afternoon, and the philosopher fell from the high curve, and rose up quite mad, and the madness of Nietzsche and the death of that horse are caught up in the same impure crystal of time, sweeping themselves right here, right now. We must learn then to say with Mrs. Dalloway, as we walk through London's cardboard streets, how very dangerous it is, don't you think, to live but for one moment on the hard round of time, to be so old and yet forever young. Oh yes, you have the singularity of a storm or a hurricane, if only you have the mind to live it. And what have you to lose? But the strange, horrid fetters that bind you to a single identity. And who knows, you might have eternity.